Hello, everybody. Welcome to Isomers TV. I am Darius Majlessi, and
I'm Manuela and Marcheggianni. And if you're watching us live on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We come to you every Thursday at noon to talk to you about skincare, the ingredients. And this week's episode, we're talking about what happens on your skin, and those are mites.
the Demodex mites, the scary ones. So let's get the show started.
Ta-da!
That creature that you see there is nothing from science fiction movies. That's a real thing under a microscope, and they don't look right. They look very scary.
It's like a crab.
And your skin doesn't like it either. So, but let's go through it, and um, I want you to learn a little bit about what mites are. Okay, they're little tiny creatures. They're about I didn't know about this till I started researching it a little bit more. I was shocked to find out that there are about 50,000 different kinds that have been identified. And what scientists believe is that there are about 1 million different types that a lot of them have not been identified yet. So, but there are a few that we know of, and we know what they can do on our skin in terms of irritation and things like that. And that's what the focus of the lecture or the chat today is. So, they're tiny, as Manuela said. You can usually not see it with your naked eye. It's between 0.2 to 1 millimeter. If you are not used to the metric way of measuring, 1 millimeter is a tenth of a centimeter, and 2.5 centimeters is 1 inch. So you can do the math right there. So they're almost everywhere. They're on plants, they're in the soil, they're in our homes, they're on surfaces, and one of those surfaces is actually on our skin. So usually they're kind of harmless, but there are times that people are allergic to it. So dust mites usually are really harmless. They create a lot of anxiety about them, but majority of the people have no issues with dust mites. But there are some people that are allergic, and it can cause problems for those individuals. Now, they can damage plants, they can damage our skin in terms of allergies and itching. So now let's get a little bit more into it. We are only concerned about skin during our presentation. So I could identify about 5 of them that they really kind of interact with our skin in terms of these 5 different mites out of the 50,000 that have been identified. And we're going to focus on one of them today, but it's good to know about the rest of them too. One of them is Demodex. One is a dust mite. Scabies, which is really a bad one. And chiggers, and then bird mites. So if you have birds at home, you need to be careful because they are a really good home for mites.
And then they transfer onto you.
Yeah, exactly. So now scabies is a really itchy disease, and you really need to go to your doctor to address the scabies. These mites they burrow into the skin, they go under the skin, and they multiply very quickly. So if you get a rash out of nowhere and you have been in some public places that are not very clean, you really need to check your skin very quickly, and especially if you see that it's spreading very quickly.
That's why, wash your hands. Take care of yourself all the time.
Now, let's talk about these 5 different kinds. So what I have done here, we have organized it in the level of how bad they can be for your skin. The worst one, of course, is scabies. They go really deep into the pores of your skin. They can cause itchy and rashes, and it's called the scabies disease. And infection can happen after that, and they can spread very easily. So you have to be very careful of that. Demodex, it loves to live in the follicles of the pores.
In your pores, in your
Right.
follicles, in your skin.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about Demodex a lot today, but I just wanted you to get a little bit of a consensus as to all these are. We're going to be posting these tables for you, so you don't need to memorize it. I'm not a person of memorizing things. I like to have references so I can look at things and make decisions from there. Because with memorizing things, you can make mistakes very easily. So this will be a very good handy thing for you to have, and then you can use it. You can see how it can apply to what skin condition that you have. But
look at what it looks
topic
like.
of the today, Demodex. This is no imaginary thing.
That's what it looks like.
That's exactly what it looks like. And sometimes when you look at some of these science fiction movies and you think that where they're getting these inspirations, trust me, those things, a lot of them exist. They just know to play with it a little bit. So this is a Demodex mite, and this Demodex mite can really, I'm going to go back a little bit further, a little bit, jump a slide. They really, if you look at the a pore in your skin, they really like to go inside these pores.
They eat sebum.
Right. Their main food is sebum. So somebody that has very dry skin, the probability that by dry skin means that low sebum content. Like babies cannot have Demodex because they have not developed that sebum formation mechanism on their skin yet. So adults will start getting it. Where you can get it from, most common activity, greetings, when you kiss each other on the cheek. It can happen. Pillows is another common thing. It can happen from your pillows. So if you're fighting Demodex and you have Demodex, we're going to talk about it. One of the key things that you need to also look after is washing your pillows regularly. Change the cover of your pillows. So your eyelids,
eyelashes,
the eyelashes,
and eyebrows,
the pores, they go into there. They love the sebum. They have a short life cycle, 14 to 18 days, but they regenerate very quickly and harmless unless you are allergic to it. So let me try to explain to you. These guys, they go into these little cavities in your skin, which we call pores. Inside these pores, there is sebum that is an amazing source of food for them. So they basically go in there like a cave and they live there. They don't like light. So only at nighttime, when it's dark, they may start traveling on your skin. Otherwise, they stay right inside those pores. That's their home. And when they live there, they will eat, and then
they don't have Netflix and chill.
They don't have a bathroom, right?
That's
they
right.
don't have a. They don't have. So what they excrete,
they poop. They poop on your skin or in your skin, and that's what you're really allergic to.
Right. So that is what really causing the allergy on your skin. It's not the Demodex damaging your skin directly by eating at it or creating problems like that, but their poop, your skin a lot of times can be allergic to it, and that's why we need to get rid of them.
This is why we talk about cleanse your skin in the morning when you wake up. Like a lot of people are saying, why should I cleanse my skin? I go to bed at nighttime. I've done all this, I've done my nighttime skincare routine, and then in the morning I haven't done anything. Demodex has been busy, or things on your pillows have been busy, or things on your cheeks have been walking around and doing stuff. So this is why we do it. This is why we urge people to understand that there's much more going on. Just because you don't see it or you don't feel it doesn't mean it's not happening or something is happening. So these practices of cleansing or the hygiene or knowing what ingredients to use or not using, why we caution towards certain kinds of ingredients versus others. This is why we do it. We do it to steer clear, keep you in a safe zone. Absolutely. Or in something that is much more pleasant, avoiding the irritation, the rosacea, the acne, the things that also, because you can get those from other things, but one of the contributors is Demodex. And it's not like you can take a pill or have certain activities that you will not get Demodex, right? You will get them, right? This is how we are as human beings. This is what happens. So that's why we say cleanse in the morning too.
Right. And just because you're sleeping, it doesn't mean that the physiological activities on your skin stop. Your skin is a living organ and it's regenerating, exfoliating, it's shedding. And during those few hours that you're sleeping, all those activities are happening at a
Continue.
different level, but they're still happening.
Yep.
So this is an interesting thing because many years ago, I was auditing a pharmaceutical company. Just getting tiny sidetrack here, but it's very important. They were debating is that okay, we're going to this very in a clean room that's supposed to be no bacteria or no nothing, and we are disinfecting our hands. We are washing it. We are using sanitizers on it. When we go in this room, then one person was arguing, well, why should we use gloves? I'm going into that room and I have sanitized my hands and I use all kinds of antibacterial, antiviral, everything on my hand. And one of the experts that was in the auditing team, and he was a microbiologist, said that did you know that all that stuff on your skin regenerates in every 20 minutes? So at time zero, you disinfect your hands. Time 20 minutes, all that bacteria has evolved on your hands again. So remember, this is why Manuela says that cleanse at night and in the morning when you wake up. That's how many 20 minutes in 8 hours? Do the math, okay? So this is important. So people that have weakened immune system have to be very careful with that. Or as we get older, usually our immune system gets weaker. So that's when there is Demodex on your skin, then you may show the reaction or we can become more sensitized to it. Pay a lot of attention to that. So now we know about the problem. These little buggers actually go into the pores and they cause problems. Three key things that are associated with Demodex and we need to look at it. Number one, you want to fight Demodex, you need to take the food source away from it. What is the food source? Is sebum. So anything that you can do on your skin in a good way, not in an aggressive way, that will balance the sebum and help reduce the sebum on your skin, you will help starving these mites. And when they starve, they cannot reproduce and their population goes on and your skin will benefit from it. Number two is inflammation. Remember, we said that your skin reacts to it. Your skin now is inflamed. So anything that you can use as an anti-inflammatory ingredient on your skin to calm it down is gonna, if your skin is suffering from the results of Demodex, is gonna benefit your skin. And then the third thing, which is the really as important, they're all important when you have Demodex and you're reacting to them, is actually using ingredients on your face or on your skin that help eliminate and destroy the Demodex on your skin. We call them miticides. These are ingredients that actually help eliminate or kill the Demodex on your skin. So this is actually a good picture. This is the people always say, well, I want to know how do I know I have Demodex? We're going to get into that.
Look at how small Demodex is.
Yeah.
When you look at, this is the hair and this is the follicle. This is your pore.
Right.
Look, three of them, like they can literally be
They can
in
go
that
up to
area.
15 of them, up to 15 of them right around here.
So they're so small. So like 15 of them could be in one pore. That is how small they are.
Yeah.
Now, the cool thing or interesting thing about them is how do they breathe? How do they survive? Because they bury themselves. They like to be in your skin. So this tail part, you know how when you go snorkeling, you get put goggles on and you got that snorkel so you can breathe in the water. Well, that's what they basically do. They have this tail sticks out of the skin. So when you're seeing a Demodex, you may not see the actual Demodex in its full body.
Yeah,
You'll see the little tail sticking out of your pore.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you look and you see a little thing sticking out of your pore, especially at nighttime, that is its tail. It's breathing.
It almost looks like a dandruff on the skin. You know, when if you have dandruff and there's little white skin parts fall on your skin or a black surface, that's how tiny they are. Okay, so we talked about three things. Remember that. That's really important. Number one, reduce your sebum. fight the inflammation with anti-inflammatory ingredients, calm your skin, and then use ingredients that actually get rid of Demodex. Now, we have a lot of choices here. Sebum, anti-inflammatory miticide, ingredients that kill the mites. We're gonna post this for you, so don't worry about taking it, just pay attention. So where I have highlight them, or the typing is in red, these are usually drugs. These are these things that you need to go to your doctor and get a prescription. But there are a lot of cosmetic ingredients that can actually do a good job in really
Helping
destroying the Demodex or reducing the inflammation, or sebum part is really important as well. So let's talk about sebum. Salicylic acid is a great ingredient, okay? Benzoyl peroxide, it does a good job with sebum. Azelaic acid is a star, because it's really multifunctional. For me, it's like a Swiss Army knife because it has so many different benefits. And then sulfur at the right concentration, it will help reduce the sebum on your skin. So now we get to anti-inflammatories. I'm not going to focus on the medicinal part, but those are the things that your physician can give you. Azelaic acid, camphor or menthol, be careful with those because low concentration. You cannot just go to the store and buy pure concentrated and then load your skin because your
and
skin
then if you touch your eyes or something,
yeah.
So
and then zinc oxide.
Love it.
Amazing.
You know how zinc oxide works? Not only is it anti-inflammatory, the other part of what zinc oxide will do, it'll suffocate the Demodex. They can't breathe.
Right.
So it's a good one.
Colloidal silver. Colloidal silver is very good as an anti-inflammatory ingredient. Okay, it's also good antibacterial on your skin. Now, in terms of the miticides, take a look at these. Tea tree oil, and a great ingredient, but around the eyes, using it in different concentration, you need to be careful with that.
That's another reason why we have tea tree oil in our daily exfoliating cleanser. Like that, really, our daily cleanser with that tea tree was something that we were looking at. And as you go down the list, neem was another one that we were looking at a lot because of the idea that a lot of acne or rosacea or this irritation was Demodex originated. And we started having these conversations 26, 27 years ago about Demodex and about neem and tea tree. So we've always known about them. So now people don't really like to, we wanted to share the information.
Yeah. And the only issue with neem oil is that a lot of people don't like the smell. It doesn't have a pleasant smell.
It's hard to formulate
but it's really effective in terms of controlling the Demodex.
A really good application for neem oil too is eyelashes.
Yeah. Does a good job.
A really good job.
Sulfur again. We talk about ivermectin, that those are drugs. Clove oil. Clove oil is super potent. So one thing I do not want you to do is go to the local organic store and buy a bottle of clove oil and start applying it straight on your face. It's super strong. It can irritate your skin. This is something that if you want to experiment with, you get that clove oil and then you put a spoonful of your preferred cosmetic cream or something like that, and you put a tiny drop, one tiny drop in a full spoon load. Like a spoon is like about 5 to 10 grams depending on the type of spoon you have. So only one drop, and that still you have to be very careful when you mix it around your eyes because it can really irritate the mucous membrane. So you have to be very careful with that.
I'm not a big fan of those extracts like that, those oils, because they are very strong.
They're very strong.
They're very strong.
Careful. How do you know you have Demodex? As I said, usually this is a magnification, this is an eyelash. Now, look here, when Manuela was talking about their tail is sticking out.
It's breathing.
So it's and like right now in this eyelash, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oops, sorry.
It's okay.
I wanted to magnify. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Look,
can you see? Oop.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8. Right
Demodex
there. That's
inside the follicle of an eyelash.
yeah. So that can cause a lot of problems around
And
the
that's
eyes.
the little tail sticking out breathing.
So
And
another
pooping.
area, look, the areas on your face where you have the most amount of sebum in the pores is where they really like to live. Okay? So now, um, where are those areas? On the eyelashes, your nose, okay, your cheeks sometimes, your forehead, your chin area. So one of the simple things you can do, because the cell phone technology right now is so amazing and you can really, really, really magnify things. So you can do this. Get a self-adhesive tape that is not like a scotch tape. It's not like it's a little bit stronger. Okay. Sometimes the scotch tape may work depending on how oily your skin is because it may not properly attach to the skin. So you place the tape on your skin, you kind of massage the tape on your skin and you quickly pull it. Okay? So what happens is that the adhesive in the tape attaches to these, and then when you pull it, the Demodex comes out. Okay? And then you can use your cell phone under the biggest magnification that you're using, and you can look at the surface of that tape, and you will most probably gonna be able to find Demodex in there. Now, this is not about you panicking and running around the room screaming. Majority of the times they do nothing. But if you have irritation, if you think you have acne that you cannot address it with the regular treatments, the chances are that you have Demodex and your skin is reacting to it. So you need to pay attention to it.
And the more active your oil is, the more active or the more buffet it has to be able to nourish itself and to be able to thrive. So your job is to know more about the environment of the skin and also to know about ingredients or things that you could do in your routine that doesn't create an environment for them to thrive. You want an environment for your skin to be healthy and your skin to be happy. So if your skin is reacting negatively to the Demodex and their activity and what they leave behind, then we know that you need to do what? You need to exfoliate more, you need to cleanse regularly, you should use ingredients like salicylic acid or benzoyl peroxide or azelaic acid. Now, which one you use, we won't know. You're going to have to experiment a little bit. You're going to have to go slow and you're going to have to see which one really suits your skin. There's another one, and I'm just going to, just out in the open here, but I also think that niacinamide might be very beneficial.
Well, it controls the oil. It controls your.
See, and it's
I gave you
anti-inflammatory.
my list is not the definite absolute list. It's just some suggestions. The list of anti-inflammatory ingredients is very very large. Okay, so the basically control sebum.
Sebum.
Okay, in conjunction with good hygiene, anti-inflammatory,
Inflammation.
and miticides, ingredients that actually eliminate the mites, destroy the mites. So you need to have all those three in your arsenal to let your skin to get the maximum benefit for it in terms of combating the Demodex. And don't think you're gonna use a miticide once or twice and now your skin is in good shape. The Demodex is gone because it can come back because what were the activities? Kissing each other on the cheek,
Pillows.
using the pillows,
Living life.
So
touching your hands. It's like when you have a garden, you take out some weeds. Do you only have to weed your garden once a year? No. You got to weed your garden every week or weed your garden every other day or weed because there's activity. When you have a living element and living organisms, this is why when you understand that though you don't see it, we have a whole world living on us. Right? Remember Horton Hears a Who. There's Whoville. There's on that little speck. So just think on that little eyelash all that you have. And these are, this environment, these factories, these systems are actually built to protect us. But they do have like ones that do certain jobs. So the eating of the sebum is a job that this one has been assigned, but he makes a mess. So we got to keep up with the mess, right? As he's taking care of it. Or, you just have to learn how to balance it. And it's good to know the information, because if you don't have the information, you won't understand about balancing it. Doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. Doesn't mean that you're dirty. Doesn't mean that something is askew. It means that you have the information, you can do something about it.
If you know that you have Demodex and your skin now is reacting to it because it's red and irritated, you need to have that Demodex under control. Because if you have it under control to a point that its population never goes over so many, then they cannot create enough waste so that your skin can react. And there are a lot of people with Demodex on their skin that their skin doesn't react. It's just a matter of how your immune system interacts with the poop of the Demodex.
With the stress, you could be allergic to it. You're allergic to the poop.
Yeah.
Like some people are allergic to strawberries, some people are allergic to, roses, some people are allergic to kiwi, some people are allergic to Demodex poop. It could be a thing. Any questions? Okay, so that's it?
I think so. I think that's all they need to know about Demodex.
Yes. Are Demodex mites contagious?
Yes.
And can you catch them from public places?
Yes, by public place, you could be sitting on a sofa and the person before you was sitting there putting their face on it, and then you go and sit there. A good example could be airplane seats, bus seats. You can get them, yes.
I'm just thinking bed bugs like crazy right now. What Isomers products are good for reducing sebum?
Well, we talked about the ingredients. So if you look at ingredients that have azelaic acid, that you're giving me azelaic acid. Next one is retinizin. Next one is enzyme surface gel mask.
This would be fantastic for Demodex. Look what's in this one.
Look at that. Salicylic acid, azelaic acid combination. So
tea tree in
tea
our
tree oil
cleanser.
In the cleanser. So
spicules to disrupt, to break up the party.
Or it can actually, when you use the spicules with some of these, it will help enhance better penetration into the pores.
And just calming and soothing is our niacinamide. So there are options. So this is really cool when you have options, because just imagine if you could only use one thing to get rid of it and that thing caused you more issues, then it would actually really limit your potential to be able to resolve it. So it's good to have options.
Absolutely.
And sometimes a cocktail will work better, like mixing a few together will work better.
But these products do a lot more than just Demodex.
We're just saying.
This is the additional bonus.
The benefit of using it. So for example, when I'm using the microdose, the salicylic acid microdose, I'm clearing my skin, I'm helping with my inflammation, I'm working on my brightening, I'm working on my pore size. I'm, without knowing it, we're helping you with your Demodex. We're giving you that service. But it's really great that you can have it in the formula. So it's not necessarily getting an extra step, but understanding the extra benefits you're actually getting from your ingredients. How often do the laundry or your sheets and pillows to reduce Demodex?
I haven't come across a perfect study that says you have to do it this and that. But honestly, just practice regular good hygiene. I think a couple of times a week is a I
thought he was going to say like once a month or something.
No.
Like, oh my goodness. Of course we know that at bare minimum, once a week, bare minimum with hot water and really cleanse. But if you could do twice a week, like change your sheets every 3 days or 3 nights or whatever, 3 sleeps, change your sheets. 3 sleeps, change it. And any opportunity you get to leave it open is also very important, right? Leave the sheets open, let them breathe right away. So don't make, as soon as you come out of bed, make them right away, because you want to be able to change the environment to change for the bugs, so they're not going to be cozy. You need to have them. Open your window.
If washing the sheets is not a good option, you can always use a simple towel or something that you put on it and you just keep changing the towels, okay? So that's anything that you can have a surface that can be cleansed on a regular intervals is a good practice.
So where you're going to have your skin contact
Yeah.
should be clean
Yeah.
and should be changed regularly. So in that case, if you don't want to do your whole bed, like your top sheets and your fitted sheet, every 3 days, maybe once you do them once a week, not maybe once a week minimum. Your pillowcase is something that's an easier
It's much.
switch up. Do lash extensions and false lashes cause mites?
No, because look, let me try to explain to you. So if you go to a place that they're doing these lash extensions and they are not practicing good hygiene, they're not taking them out of sterile containers, and they're not clean. Yes, that can be a source of contamination. But the lash extension itself, it's not going to cause Demodex. This is just there's no sebum on it. The type of glues that they use, the Demodex doesn't use it. It's just about the hygiene that the place that you go to get these extensions, the hygiene practices that they have, that has an effect on.
So the environment around you is going to be more directly linked to you getting it or to you having more of an issue, I believe. I mean, we're all predisposed, but the actual like eyelash package or going to this, those things, like this is not going to be a good source of Demodex. But if this was stuck in a potted plant and I touched it, it could be. If the Demodex was on plants.
Yeah, can be. It can.
Does hair oiling and lash serums cause mites?
Well, it depends what the lash serum is made of, but they don't cause mite. There are no eggs in those oils, and there's no Demodex in those oils if they are manufactured properly. There shouldn't be any. However, if your skin is prone to Demodex, you giving more sebum-based ingredients, oily ingredients, it can be a good source of food for them. Okay, so in that sense, if you're prone to Demodex, if you cleanse your skin really well and you use miticides, you can use those products. But if you're not really doing those, you should avoid super oily ingredients because they will just feed the Demodex more and more.
But a lot of times too, these look at the ingredients of what you're using, because you might see like it might have neem or tea tree or something in it. So they already have something for you. Because a lot of times, like when we were trying to do an eyelash product a few years ago, one of the things we wanted to do was to make sure it contained neem in there because of the fact that of the Demodex. So we wanted to be able to help control that. So we're looking at that microbiome environment, and we wanted to make sure that Demodex was not invited to the party. Will blackhead strips get rid of mites on your nose?
Yes.
Well,
yes. No. Let me try to. When you using the strips, remember I told you can use a strip to see if you have Demodex. So when you mechanically remove them, you will help control the population of the mites on your face. But I want to go to this picture here. Okay, so look, here you have some Demodex that are on the outside of the follicle, and then in this picture here is a little bit better. Like if you use a strip, think about it, it's gonna get rid of this one,
and
it's gonna get rid of this one,
but none of these.
Now let's think about this. If this sebum here has hardened enough that when you pull it, it takes the whole plug out, maybe. But if some of this sebum here is kind of softer and they're down here, most probably not. So it is helpful, but is not the solution to get rid of them. You need a good miticide that can really penetrate and go in to address that. It's a good approach, but it's not a perfect approach.
At-home remedies for reducing mites.
In terms of on your skin or in the environment? On
On
the
your
skin.
skin.
Well, look, tea tree oil, blend tea tree oil, blend clove oil, um, salicylic acid. Those are all the chart that I created for you.
You can
It
do a salicylic
basically,
acid mask. You
yeah,
can do a benzoyl peroxide wash.
right,
Leave it on for a minute, 30 seconds. You may not want to do it every single day. Your skin
yeah,
might get dry and
yeah,
irritated. So then you got another problem.
right.
So you got to like maybe once or twice a week, right?
Listen to your skin, okay? The thing is not about that we want 100% Demodex free skin. The thing is that we want to live with them in harmony
Yes.
and keep their population to a low level that our skin doesn't react to it, because otherwise they're honestly they're super ugly, but they don't do anything other than
Unless you're
their
allergic.
poop causes problems. So if your skin is not reacting to it and you're keeping the population low, most probably you will not have an adverse effect to Demodex.
One of the things I learned a long time ago was about rosacea. So there's like a big link to rosacea and Demodex and mange actually too, which what animals get, right? Animals get mange, and that's basically like the rosacea or the Demodex infestation. and the thing about that is you want to control it. People say, "Well, I have rosacea. What's the big deal?" You want to control it because it grows. It actually does. It doesn't stay local. So when you have something like that, then it needs to continue to find more food source. So when it's caused that redness and inflammation, it's not a great environment for it. It'll move on, move on. This is why people with rosacea, it kind of starts on their nose and then it creeps.
Yeah. But I generally have a problem if somebody has a rosacea and said that's okay, even if it doesn't grow, okay? Because honestly, when you look at it, what the more and more I read scientific journals, the more studies I look at, they keep going back to inflammation and inflammaging. Inflammation, which is not under control, promotes premature aging and accelerates aging, and it damages the skin. So, in general, nobody under no conditions should think that inflammation on their skin is an okay thing. It's not. Inflammation in your body is bad, inflammation in your skin is really bad as well. So, we need to address inflammation in our body, in our joints, in our skin all the time, and it's a continuous battle, because the processes that are happening in our body and our skin, a lot of them are pro-inflammatory. So we need to constantly I always say it's like you're sitting in a car. Well, say self-driving cars don't exist. And once in a while, you need to adjust the wheel, because otherwise the car is going to get derailed. So it's a battle. You're always maneuvering to keep things in balance.
What skincare products could make
Well,
it worse?
things that are molecular wise identical to sebum, so
'Cause you're
squalene,
squalling,
uh, is very good for your skin.
but
But if you are prone to Demodex, you need to be careful. Concentration also makes a difference. But honestly, hygiene is the most important. But one of the things that I always quench when I go to some of these some drugstores or places that they sell cosmetics, and they have a cosmetic counter, and they have testers. They have testers on the display, and some of them are eyelash products, and people are standing there and going there, and then they try the mascara,
sharing makeup with your girlfriend.
if the person before that had that, or the makeup artists, they come to you and they have all these brushes that they have no cleaning procedures. They don't practice any cleaning between people.
Well, they just spray it.
Okay,
and
they just go
blow on
and they
it.
do this person A.
They wish
and
it
then
well.
they go and you think, oh, it's just a powder. No, it can have a lot of other things in it. So hygiene, practice good hygiene. That's the number one thing. Anti-inflammatory, miticides. Those three things you do, your skin will love you if it's suffering from Demodex.
So, it's always interesting when we have these conversations because we take a deep dive into something that's kind of,
People take it for granted.
we take it for granted. It's kind of unique. It's kind of gross. Like it's a gross part of science, but it's also a cool thing. So it's not your enemy. It's just learning how to manage it. And this is what Isomers TV is all about. It's all about taking this deeper dive and doing a little bit of investigation into skin and skincare and technologies and into our world. The stuff that we look at, the stuff that actually interests us, and the stuff that we have to consider when making a formulation, or we have to consider when someone is using a product. What are the possible things that could happen? What could we be feeding? Like, say we want to work on their wrinkles, we don't want to create a Demodex problem. So, you work on formulas that are balanced. You work on formulas that make sense. That's why sometimes you have categories of formulas that are for oily skin or dry skin or sensitive skin, because they may know that some of those ingredients on oily skin will cause something else. So it's a good thing to follow the recommendations on packaging, good thing to do your own research, good thing to be able to reach out to cosmetic chemists and become part of this community. So thank you very much for tuning in. As always, on Thursdays, we do our Isomers Live, Isomers TV Live. We've been away for a few weeks, but we're back. And we're going to have very interesting topics, but we're always interested in your questions and comments. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We're going to be able to post this onto all of our channels. We love the fact that you're part of our community. We want you to tell 10 friends and become part of the community as well, because we have great new packaging. We have great ingredients, great formulations. And where else can you talk to the manufacturers and the cosmetic chemists who have been in this for over 35 years? We walk the talk, and we've created great skincare using isomeric chemistry.
And don't forget to also tell us what topics are of interest to you and what you want us to talk about, because that is also very, very important to us. So don't feel shy. Tell us and let us know what you want to learn more about and what are the things that you're interested in.
Take care. See you next week. Bye.